Welcome into Good Day After the Show, streaming exclusively here on WTOL 11+. Thank you so much for downloading today. We're going to shake things up on Good Day After the Show, do things a little bit differently, and I've got a special co-host with me here today. This is Chef Ella Dudek. If you watch Good Day regularly, you know Chef.
Thanks for having me.
You've been on with us for a couple years now, pretty regularly.
Yeah.
And we want people to get to know you a little bit better because we've hinted at things here and there and how you've cooked for celebrities and things like that, but we want to take it back even farther. So first of all, how did you get into cooking? How did you become a chef?
Well, my mom had 5 kids and she was a single mom. And I am kind of known as smarty pants in the family. And I made a comment. My sister took care of us, and she cooked a meal that I said, "Thank God we're so poor. I wouldn't feed this to a dog."
Oh,
and
no.
I was 8 years old, and my mom came home and she found out my sister was crying. She asked what happened, and she said, "From now on, you're cooking for 6 people." And so at 8,
Go, Mom.
I cooked for 6, and dinner had to be on the table at 5:30, or it was dire circumstances.
Yeah. So what were you cooking at 8 years old?
Whatever my mother could afford. And so that is kind of where my creativity with food came, because it was what she gave me. If I was cooking with a cow heart, I was cooking with a cow heart. You know what I mean? If it was what we could afford, if it was tuna out of a can, I had to make something out of it. So it was vegetables out of a can. I never cooked with fresh vegetables until I literally got in college. And so what ended up happening was in college, I became a production person at the University of Toledo, and that's how I got into music.
Oh, okay.
I was in college on scholarship for the track team.
Okay, for the track team. Awesome. So we're learning all of these things already. So you got into music, though.
Yes. What ended up happening was I was working out in the weight room for the track team, and a girl came through and she's like, "Hey, could you work security for REO Speedwagon?" And I was like, "As long as it doesn't mess up my scholarship."
Right.
And my coach was like, "Go ahead and do it." So I only had to pay for books. So I literally started working security, and then she came to me after the show and she's like, "Hey, we got to take all the dressing rooms apart. And can you be on the conversions team?" And I was like, "I don't even know what that means, but I'll move stuff."
Right.
So I was moving couches and stuff. And then I literally met the production people like Michael Belkin from Belkin Productions. And I was 17 years old. And there was a photo him and I took the other day at the zoo. I'm now 58.
Wow.
We have been friends lifelong.
How many years? That's beautiful to be able to have that full circle moment too.
From the University of Toledo.
Wow, amazing.
So I've traveled all over from it.
Yeah, so it was first with REO Speedwagon. That was
so that
really
was my
where
first concert.
It all started.
And I love those guys. I still love those guys. But back in the day, I really loved them.
Yeah, and so did you like move out to LA or?
So when I moved to LA was when American Idol found me in Detroit. They came into Detroit and did So You Think You Can Dance and American Idol. So we produced 3 weeks with them. On the first week, I said to my sister, she came up from Florida, and she's like, "It's freezing here. Why do you bring me here? It's 25 below zero." And I said, "If I got to be here, you got to be here." She's like, "You don't have to be here. We can move the business to Florida. It's warmer." And I said, "I'm going to LA." And I had never thought about going to LA. And I said, "Wileen May is taking me to LA." And she goes, "Who's Wileen May?" And I'm like, "The executive producer of American Idol." And I had never even met this woman. So for a week I was saying this. And on the 7th day, Wileen May came to me and she said, "We'd like you to come to LA and be our chef." So I manifested it.
You did. You made that happen for yourself.
This
is how it's going to happen. So you had been cooking this whole time.
Oh yeah, yeah, for years. So what ended up happening was I owned a t-shirt business for a certain amount of time. I airbrush and I'm an artist. So I took the love from my art and I put it into food, and I make my food and presentation beautiful. So I sold my business. I went back into music. I started out with Madonna, and then I just went from there. And then here I am.
Wow. So you did Idol, you did So You Think You Dance, and met a lot of famous people along the way.
You know, it's amazing.
Do any stand out to you?
Yes, I have. There's pure white souls of light in the music industry, and I have a short list of those people.
But it's good to know that there are some.
There are some.
Yeah.
And my favorite would be Uncle Bob Seger.
Oh, yeah.
My Uncle Bob is my favorite guy ever to cook for. He has helped me in my business so much. It's amazing.
What was his favorite thing that you
He hates rice.
Oh, he doesn't
I
like
can
rice?
tell you what he hates.
Okay.
He hates rice, and he loves hamburgers.
Okay.
And he loves steak. He loves potatoes.
So pretty simple.
He's a very simple Midwest guy.
Yeah.
But when you are making menus, and his wife, and I love his wife, Nita, she had him, the deal was if he was going back out, he had to get healthy, and the meals had to be healthy. So what happened was we did all the rehearsals, and then coming out of the rehearsals, we went into Saginaw, and I met him in the dining room like I would every night and take him through the line and show him what we had, and I would help him. And he put his arm around me and he said, "Ella, you are my favorite, you know that." And I said, "You are my favorite, Uncle Bob." And he said, "I got to tell you one thing." And I go, "What's that?" He said, "I better never see rice on the line again." And I said, "We'll keep it between us. We won't tell the wife."
Yes.
So I never cooked rice for his crew or him ever
after that.
After Saginaw. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
And that was like 2016.
Yeah. Wow. So you worked with him for quite a while, though.
Yes. When he came back out of retirement, per se, I started every show. I did all rehearsals with him, and then we would travel for about a month around the area, Midwest, with him.
Very cool. And then you've been busy here lately cooking for some celebrities once again.
So I'm at the Toledo Zoo with the concert series there for Live Nation. And this week I cooked for Earth, Wind, and Fire and Bare Naked Ladies.
And you said something, they were just raving about your food.
Yeah, it's funny because the way that most caterers get picked up to go out on the road is they stumble upon you.
Yeah.
They find you in a remote town like Toledo and they're like, "Where is this food coming from?"
Yeah.
What happens now since COVID, and I got bumped out of business in LA through COVID.
Because of COVID, yeah.
And so that's when I became the COVID protector of LA. It's a whole different story. But when Earth, Wind, and Fire production came to me, and they're like, "Hey, can you go to Akron tomorrow?" And I'm like, "No, I'm booked for Bare Naked Ladies."
Oh, because they wanted you.
They wanted
They
us
were
to
like,
go.
"Oh,
So
can we
that's
get this
usually what happens.
every night?" Yeah.
And the other thing is like, people aren't putting the love in food anymore. And it kind of really irritates me as a chef because I look at it like this. If you are putting people out on the road who are living on the road and they don't even know what day it is when they come off the bus.
What city am I in?
Or what city they're in.
Yeah.
The food controls the day. The food controls the attitude of the day. And that saying that an army moves on a full stomach best, or however that goes, that's a true thing.
Yeah.
The attitude and the morale is controlled by the food of the day. If you keep people happy and fed well with love in the food, they will tell you your food is the best food we've had across the country. There's no reason why not.
There's a big difference, and they can taste it in every bite. And you know how to cook well and healthy too, because you've been on a little bit of a journey yourself.
I have been on a journey myself. So I was the idiot before COVID that was in the parking lot at a Planet Fitness at 5 in the morning, holding up a camera or a cell phone and saying, "Get up and try this. Just work out with me." So when I was working out and then COVID hit, my friends were like, "Hey, you can't be working out in a gym anymore and having celebrities look at you and see you in the gym." And like, "That's dirty, Ella." And I was like, "That is dirty." So what ended up happening was my health kick was derailed from the gym and I took it outside in California. We were pretty much locked down during COVID, so I would sneak out at midnight. And I would go do a routine. And I actually ended up where it worked. And it got me where I could go do the COVID job, because the COVID job as a COVID compliance officer on set for film and television, you were walking miles a day. So in 5 cities on American Idol, I clocked 287 miles with my dog Shiloh, who ended up being the support animal.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of walking. And it helped, moving into that, it helped me do those jobs, because I could have never traveled with the Foo Fighters and set up Alaska testing if I couldn't move.
Right.
So I had started losing, I was down about 200 pounds then.
Wow.
So then, you know that saying, never trust a skinny chef? Everybody trusted Ella. So when I had my 3rd heart attack in California after I got off the road, no, actually I had a 2nd heart attack in California. I got off the road with Bob Seger. I was home for a week and had a heart attack.
And had a heart attack, yeah.
The 1st heart attack, I got off the road with Elton John and Billy Joel and had a heart attack after a week. The 3rd heart attack I just had last July in Toledo, and I was like, I need to change my life.
Yeah.
And I had been changing my life, but not enough. So then when you get a team of doctors together and you're like, this is my plan, you need to get on Team Ella, or you can't work with me, it really does matter when you advocate for yourself and you have a plan laid out. My cardiologist told me yesterday, he's like, I got to tell you, when I met you last July, when you had the heart attack, he was like, I wasn't sure what was going to happen with you. He's like, but now sitting in here having a meeting with you, he's like, you're, you know, I'm not obese. I'm not morbidly obese anymore. I'm not obese anymore. I am Midwest average. I am so happy to be Midwest average because he said to me, Ella, when's the last time you think you were Midwest average? And I go, was I ever Midwest average? I mean, I've been a big bone gal my whole life, and throwing shot, disc, and javelin, you build a lot of muscle because that's what you need to do. But carrying a mass of 600 pounds around takes a lot of muscle to move. So when I was moving after I got my 2 new knees this winter, and I had another surgery to remove some cancer on my neck, I realized that that muscle mass was still there. And all I had to do was move. So I called it get up and get out. And for 100 days, and today is 101 days, I have done a workout for 101 days.
That's so great.
I have gone through 11 weeks of cardiac rehab. I have changed 48% of my heart and fixed it. My heart goes up and it comes down. It's normal now. I can now go to Planet Fitness and work out with a trainer. I'm ready to roll. You're ready, and you've put in the work, and you are dedicated. And I think that people need to hear that and see that, because there might be somebody right now who's sitting on the couch going, "Oh, I can't put one foot in front of the other." All you have to do is move one day, just one day. Just move one day for yourself. Do something good for yourself. Do it for you. Do it for nobody else in your life. Just do it for you. Do it for you. And when you do something for you, and you feel those endorphins in your head, and you're smiling, and your synapses are just synapsing, you get happy. And when you get happy, joy comes. Inner peace will come, and you will find the happiness that you are looking for when you love yourself the most. That's so wonderful. Oh my gosh, round of applause on that one. With that, I got to take a quick break. We're going to come back and play a little game. Are you ready? I'm ready for a game. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Good Day After the Show, streaming exclusively on WTOL 11+. It's been a pleasure talking with Chef Ella Dudek. Thank you. On today's episode, and getting to know you a little bit better, and also getting inspired, people. She's so inspiring. I love it. I try to be uplifting and inspiring, and I call it the daily positivity dose of Ella. Yes. And I just shoot a little quick reel and just say, keep going. Don't give up. One step. All you got to do is one step at a time. Just keep moving. Beautiful. All right, I thought we might have a little bit of fun. All right, let's do it. I thought we could play a game of this or that, but like chef edition. Okay, cool. Okay, so you ready? Yeah. All right. First question, sweet or savory? Both, equally. You can't choose? 50-50. Okay, all right. Butter or olive oil? Come on, Amanda. You know the answer to that question. It's got to be butter. Absolutely. It's got to be butter. Okay, spicy or mild? Mild. Okay. Cook at home or dine out? I got to tell you, I like to celebrate a meal after doing a good job with somebody waiting on me, so I like to dine out. Okay, yeah. Knife skills or plating skills? Both equally. Have to have them, or you're, Can you do that fast? Everything. Yes. Timing is everything in the kitchen, and every second counts. It does. And the plating, though, as you said, because you want your food to look beautiful, because if it looks good, you're going to want to eat it. 20% of the time you eat with your eyes before you even taste anything. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Okay. Salt, before or after cooking? Never after. Right. And here's why. If you season every level of every step that you're doing, you're fine. Yeah. You shouldn't even have salt on the table. It's bad for your heart. Yes, exactly. And I find that I don't use salt at all on the table, because I cook with it. It's springtime, or I mean it's summertime. Yeah. Fresh herbs. Yeah. Use herbs. All that flavor. Yeah, those are the flavors you need. You don't need iodized salt in your body. Or lemon or lime. And lemon and limes and oils. Make vinaigrette, get a little champagne, you got a little bottle left over. Make a little vinaigrette with the champagne. Put it on a salad with some lemon. You're great. You don't need the salt. No. Okay, cool. All right, let's talk a little kitchen vibes. Open kitchen or closed kitchen? Open. Okay. Absolutely. A recipe follower or freestyler? I freestyle all the time. Okay, I'm not surprised. Yeah. Clean as you go or clean at the end? So back in the day, I was nicknamed by one of my crew guys, Hurricane. Hurricane in the kitchen, because when you're dealing with celebrities and there's a time frame, everybody knows sound check goes from 4 to 4:30. At 5, the principals come in, it's time to eat. At 4:45, the meal better hurry up. This is where Lolo, my mom's, you will have that meal on the table at 5:30 came in handy.
Yeah.
You have to be on time.
Okay, so you're an after cleaner.
You're an after cleaner.
Yeah. Loud music or total focus?
Loud music.
Music. What kind of music?
My friends tell me I have a very eclectic group of music, but it's because of the people I deal with. So I like all kinds of music. I listen to country. I love country. I love rock and roll.
Yeah.
I'm a true headbanger. I love Ozzy Osbourne. My favorite group is Def Leppard.
Oh, there you go.
So it's everything.
Yeah, okay. Favorite shift, breakfast, lunch, or dinner?
I have to say, I hate breakfast. It's the most non-creative.
I don't like breakfast either.
And I mean, I can cook eggs however you want them or whatever you want to do. I can make that for you, but it is the most non-creative meal of the day.
Okay, so definitely not breakfast.
I loved when I would cook for American Idol because their lunch dinner was like a combo.
Okay.
But it was a huge meal of just amazing foods. And so that to me was when I was really like, yeah, this is awesome.
Okay, so it's like a combo lunch dinner.
Lunch is like, we're ramping up.
Yeah.
Dinner is the crescendo of the whole gig.
Okay.
And that's when we blow their minds. So in the morning, when people come into a building, I'm cooking breakfast, but I'm tricking them because I'm cooking chocolate chip cookies and they're smelling it. So now they're triggered that they're at home. They're not on the road, right? They feel comfort, right? So then we get them for breakfast and then the drivers go tell everybody, hey, the breakfast was amazing. They're cooking chocolate chip cookies for you guys for lunch. Then they get to lunch. They get those cookies and they have a nice lunch.
Yeah.
Then it breaks them over because then they try the soup. Only the purest of hearts can make a good soup.
Right.
Then we go to dinner, we blow their minds, and then they come to us and they say, will you go with us?
All right, that's
Your
how you win them over.
amazing. That's it.
It's all with that cookie. Get the
cookie.
Get the cookies in the oven. That's
Yes.
smart. That's smart. Okay, how about some travel?
Yeah.
Italian or French cuisine?
I got to tell you, I'm half Italian and half Polish.
I know.
I got to go with the Italian.
Okay, all right. Street food or fine dining?
It depends on what truck it comes off of to be street food, right?
Yeah, you don't want just any street food.
I like fine dining.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair. Dream city to visit? Food city to visit?
Seattle.
Okay,
Yep.
something like fish or something? Or?
Fish, the market, crab.
They got all the fresh stuff.
It's all fresh right there on the wharf.
Okay.
All of it. And I mean, I love San Francisco too. And I had the best thing I ever had in Alaska when I was with the Foo Fighters for COVID was I ate halibut every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
No way.
My favorite fish.
Halibut. I'm afraid to cook halibut.
Why? Because it's expensive and you're going to ruin it? Don't be afraid of it. You're going to ruin it.
Okay. I know, right? Don't be afraid or you will ruin it.
You conquer it. Just charge ahead.
Okay, how about this? What is one ingredient you can't live without?
One ingredient I can't live without.
That's tough.
Garlic.
Garlic. Oh, I love Italian.
Garlic.
Of course. Okay.
And Polish.
Yeah? My mom can't live without garlic either, for sure. All right, so what was the first thing you ever cooked? Do you remember?
I truly think that if I looked back, I think the first thing I ever cooked was some loose meat sloppy joes.
Okay.
Something easy out of a can.
Out of a can, yeah. Weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Sea urchin. I don't recommend it.
You don't love it? Okay.
Did you love it?
No, I haven't tried it.
You try it and then let me know how you like it.
If Chef Ella is not giving it a ringing endorsement,
And
I
then
don't think
if you like it, I'll try it again on camera. But that's the challenge.
That's the challenge. I have to try it
eat
first.
it first.
Okay.
Okay. What else you got?
All right. What's your go-to midnight snack?
You're gonna laugh.
No.
There's only two. There's either a bowl of Frosted Flakes.
Okay.
Or a very small, and I mean petite small, paquito, ice cream sandwich.
Like a little baby one.
Like a little baby ice cream.
For midnight. Okay.
Because moderation is truly the key.
Exactly. Exactly.
Here's my thing. If you go on a diet, and don't call it a diet, call it changing your life.
Yeah, lifestyle.
You're changing your food style, right? So do not take something away from you that you love.
Right.
Because why? Because you're going to think that you are depriving yourself.
Yeah.
And when you deprive yourself in your head, something clicks and says, I can't do this.
And then you're going to binge eat it.
That's right. And
it's
then
all
don't
over.
do it.
Then it's all over.
And there's no more little paquito.
No. Then it's the gargantuan.
Yes.
What's your favorite kitchen gadget?
Immersion blender.
Okay.
I got one about this big.
For those soups that.
Yes.
Yeah, the pure
Yep.
heart. Yeah. Celebrity you'd love to cook for.
My #1 guy would be Bob, Uncle Bob.
Okay. All right. And pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No, never.
I'm with you. Yeah, it's
Can't.
another high five.
That's
That
a
one.
high
It's
five on
another
that
high
one.
five there.
I don't know why people do that.
And here's some questions just for fun here. If you were a dish, what would you be?
I would be a side of pierogies. I would be a pierogi.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
would be a pierogi. Yeah.
All right. I might be too. All right.
I
Yeah.
would be a pierogi, totally.
What is your culinary spirit animal?
My culinary spirit animal would be either a hawk, a red-tailed hawk, or an eagle.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they soar. Jim Carrey told me a very cool thing about an eagle when I did a show with him during COVID. And he had an eagle feather, and he was waving it in front of me, and I was like, "Okay, here's a little,
Okay,
here's a little."
Jim Carrey.
It was in the morning.
Yeah.
So he's like, doing this, and I was like, "Wow, that's interesting." I'm like, "Mr. Carrey, is that an eagle feather? Because really, you're not supposed to have an eagle feather.
Right.
It's against the law."
Right.
And he goes, "Call me Jim," and I'm like, "Okay."
Okay.
Jim, is that an eagle feather? And he goes, "Yes, it is." And he's swinging it like this, and I'm like, "What's going on with the eagle feather?" And he had just come back from an ayahuasca retreat.
Okay.
So I think that had a lot to do with what was
Yeah,
happening.
okay, ayahuasca,
And so then he said, "The eagle soars to a different vantage point and viewpoint, a perspective, and it is forever changing." And that is why I have the eagle feather, Ella. And I was like, "Thanks, Jim. I'm going to go ahead and test you for COVID now."
Yeah.
That was
And that was that.
that was that.
That's a great story. That's
He was
a great
really,
story.
really good guy. I loved working with him.
Well, thanks for being a good sport answering these questions.
Not a problem.
We're going to wrap things up with Chef Ella right after this. Stay with us. Welcome back to Good Day After the Show, streaming exclusively on WTOL 11+. It's been so fun chatting with you, Chef.
Thank you. I got a
Thank
lot
you
of
for
stories.
taking. You do, and you have some great stories. Just wait. I feel like we can get more out of you down the road.
Maybe.
I want to end things today, and I want to ask you for your media recommendation. What are you reading, listening to, watching right now that you recommend?
There was a thing on, what was it, Hulu? There was a basketball show that I was watching called Point Break?
Okay.
It was about a woman owning a basketball team in LA. Hysterical.
Okay.
I love that. If I'm reading something, it's usually a paper. It's
Okay.
not, a book or anything.
Okay.
And if it is a book, it's usually about painting.
Okay.
Yeah, I like to paint on the side.
Okay.
I've-
All that creativity.
I've released the creative block I was living under.
Yeah, well,
I had some help.
That's wonderful.
There you go.
Wonderful to hear. It's been a pleasure chatting
you.
with you. Thank you for your time, and
Thank you.
can't wait for you to cook for us again here.
Absolutely.
Someday.
Anytime you want.
Yeah. Thank you so much for downloading WTOL 11+. Please tell your friends, and have a good day, everybody.